I met the perfect woman on Bumble and our dates are amazing, but between dates, she acts like I don't exist. Comment stay or leave right now. Where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments. I need to tell you about the most confusing dating situation I've ever been in, and I genuinely don't know if I'm overthinking this or if I should just walk away. This is happening right now in Toronto, and I need outside perspective because I'm losing my mind. I'm 30 years old. I matched with this woman on Bumble about a month ago, and from the very first message, something felt off, but I couldn't figure out what it was. She's 35, and on Bumble, the woman has to message first, which she did. We exchanged the usual pleasantries, talked about our profiles, the normal getting to know you stuff. But then something strange started happening that I've never experienced before. Our text became these long, drawn-out exchanges with massive gaps in between. Like, I'd send her a message and she'd respond 6 hours later with something short. Then I'd reply and she'd take another 8 hours. It wasn't consistent, it wasn't engaging, and honestly, it felt like she wasn't that interested. During those early conversations, we discovered we both wanted to watch Avatar, the new one that just came out. She mentioned she had plans to see it with another friend, so I didn't push to make it a thing with us. At this point, I was already losing interest because connection is everything to me, and I wasn't feeling any through text. Then, out of nowhere, she completely changes the energy. She asks me if I want to watch the movie with her tomorrow if I don't have other plans. Just like that. No build-up, no explanation for the sudden interest. And I'm sitting there confused, but also still wanting to see the movie, so I said yes. Here's where it gets interesting and where I started questioning everything about this situation. I live in Toronto, but I'm originally from another country, so English isn't my first language, even though I speak it fine. She offered to book the movie tickets for me, probably thinking it would be easier. I thanked her and told her I'd buy the snacks as a thank you gesture. Pretty normal, right? She responds with, "Doesn't that sound romantic?" And I'm immediately confused because nothing about our conversation up to this point suggested this was a date. So I told her straight up that I wasn't seeing any signs this was meant to be romantic. I thought it was just two people meeting to watch a movie, and I didn't want to assume things that weren't there. That's when the entire conversation shifted into something I wasn't expecting at all. She starts asking me these serious questions like, "Before we meet, I want to know, what are you looking for on this app?" And I realize I'm about to have to explain something that's going to make me look bad, but there's no way around it. Pause here. Have you ever had your dating profile settings not match what you actually want? Comment yes or no, because I need to know I'm not the only one. So here's the embarrassing part. For some reason, and I honestly don't remember why, I had my Bumble profile set to fun, casual dates instead of what I actually want, which is a long-term relationship. I have no idea when I set it to that or why I never changed it, but there it was, making me look like I wasn't serious. I explained this to her immediately, thanked her for pointing it out, and changed my profile right there during our conversation. She seemed satisfied with that answer and told me I seemed like a nice guy and she'd still like to meet me tomorrow for the movie. Crisis averted, I thought, but that moment stuck with me. Since we were now calling it a movie date, I offered to pick her up from her place even though she lives about an hour away from me in Toronto traffic, and I said I'd buy dinner afterwards since she paid for the tickets. She agreed and we set everything up. The next day comes and I drive an hour through Toronto to pick her up, and from the very first second I see her in person, everything changes in a way I did not expect. She could not stop talking, non-stop about everything. It was like I'd known this person my entire life. We had this instant comfort that you rarely find with someone you just met. And I'm sitting there shocked because this is the same person who barely responded to my texts and took hours between messages. During the movie at the Scotiabank Theater, she kept leaning close to me to ask if I was okay or if she wanted to ask something about the plot she didn't understand, and I did the same with her. There was this natural closeness that just felt right, you know? After the movie, we went to dinner near Yonge Street, and we talked for hours. Not small talk, deep, meaningful conversations about our jobs, our careers, our goals, and most importantly, whether raising a family was something we both wanted in the future. And to my complete surprise, we agreed on almost everything. When I dropped her off at her place as it was already past 11 at night, I drove home feeling like I'd just had one of the best dates of my life. As soon as I got home, I texted her, "Thank you, I had a really good time with you today and would love to see you again." No response. Hours pass. I go to sleep, I wake up the next day, still nothing. Then Monday morning, almost 2 full days later, she finally replies with, "Good morning, I had a lovely time with you too and would like to see you again as well." And just like that, we're back to the pattern that drove me crazy before we even met. We're about 25% through this story. Drop a fire emoji if you're still watching, because this pattern is about to drive me absolutely insane. The long gaps between texts started again, half-hearted conversations, questions I'd ask that she'd just ignore or respond to something completely off topic. After 3 days of this, I couldn't take it anymore and decided I needed to address it directly. I told her that I find her attractive, that our date was incredible, but it feels like she's not interested because there's no connection when we're not together in person. I explained that connecting with my partner is extremely important to me, and if she's not feeling it, I'd rather know now so we can both move on. She assured me that wasn't the case at all. She said she's just not a big text person and struggles with non-face-to-face communication, so we started calling each other a few times after that conversation, which helped a bit. During one of those calls, she'd had a rough day at work and called me right after she got off just to tell me about it. That felt really nice, like she was thinking of me and wanted to share her day. The next weekend, we planned to meet again. I picked her up in the afternoon, and our date lasted until midnight, and this time the physical closeness was even more obvious. She touched my arm multiple times, touched my chest when she was laughing, even touched my ear at one point when she was teasing me about something. I reciprocated by touching her too, always keeping it appropriate because I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable. Both of us had talked about liking to take the physical aspect of relationships slowly, since neither of us have dated a lot and we're both a bit conservative about that stuff. When I dropped her off at her house that night, something happened that I'm still trying to decode. We're sitting in my car in front of her place, and I can sense she's not getting out. She's just sitting there, and my mind starts spiraling with questions. Is she waiting for a kiss? Does she want a goodbye hug? Is there something she wants to talk about? What's happening right now? Before I can overthink it too much, she turns to me and asks me if I can give her a hug. I told her I would love that. The hug lasted just the right amount of time, not too long and not too short. I told her I had a great time with her and I'd see her again soon. When I got home that night, I sent her a text that I've been thinking about all evening. I told her if we keep continuing to meet like this, I'm eventually going to start having real feelings for you. Comment right now, would you have sent that text or waited longer? Because I'm still questioning if that was the right move. She replied the next day, since it was already late when I sent it, saying she felt the same way and had a really nice time. I'm reading that text and feeling like we're finally on the same page, like things are progressing naturally and this could turn into something real. That was Sunday, and I expected that after that exchange, maybe her texting would change a little. Maybe she'd reach out more. Maybe the gaps would be shorter. Maybe there'd be more effort to stay connected between dates. Monday comes, Tuesday comes, and it's exactly the same as before. Long gaps, short responses. It's like the conversation we had never happened. What's driving me absolutely crazy is that I can't figure out if this is just who she is, or if I'm missing some obvious sign that she's not actually interested. We're halfway through now. If you think I should leave, comment leave. If you think I should stay, comment stay. Here's what's making this so confusing for me. When we're together in person, everything is perfect. The conversation flows naturally. There's no awkwardness like you'd expect on early dates. I'm attracted to her physically, but it's not just that. I'm attracted to who she is as a person. We share similar experiences. We've both dealt with mental health stuff in the past, and we have the same goals for the future. But when we're not together, it's like I cease to exist in her world. There are times when I can see she's finished work, gone home, showered, showered, eaten dinner, and then finally gets back to me right before she goes to bed, like I'm the last thing she thinks about before turning off her phone for the night. And I know what people are going to say. Just talk to her about it. But here's the thing, I already have, multiple times. She's explained it every time. She's not a big texter. She's not good at non-face-to-face communication. She prefers in-person interaction. I get that. I understand some people are like that. But at what point does understanding someone's communication style turn into accepting that your needs aren't being met? I need connection. I need to feel like the person I'm dating thinks about me when we're not together. I need more than just great in-person dates followed by radio silence for days. The question I keep asking myself is whether this is something I should bring up with her again, or if I should just accept that our communication styles are fundamentally incompatible and end things now before I get more attached. Because here's what I'm worried about. I'm already starting to have feelings for her, real feelings, and every time we meet in person, those feelings get stronger. But between dates, I'm left wondering if she's even thinking about me at all. Is it fair to expect someone to change their natural communication style? Is it reasonable for me to want more texting and phone calls between dates? Or am I being too demanding and should just accept that some people show their interest differently? We're at 75%. Stay with me because I need your advice on what to do next. I've been in relationships before where the texting was constant, maybe even too much, and I've been in situations where there was barely any communication and it always ended badly. This feels like it's somewhere in the middle, but leaning toward not enough for what I need. What's also eating at me is that she matched me on Bumble. She messaged me first. She asked me to the movie. She's shown clear interest in moving things forward. So it's not like she's not interested. The interest is there when we're face to face, but why does it disappear the moment we're apart? Why does it feel like I'm dating two different people? The warm and engaging woman I see in person and the distant texter who takes hours or days to respond. I've tried adjusting my expectations. I've tried not checking my phone as much. I've tried giving her space and not initiating conversations, but none of that changes how I feel, which is confused and a bit neglected. My friends tell me I'm overthinking it. They say if the in-person dates are that good, the texting doesn't matter. But how can the texting not matter when we're not seeing each other every day? How do you build a connection with someone you only see once a week if there's barely any communication in between? I've also considered that maybe she's dating other people. Bumble is a dating app after all. Maybe she's texting other guys and I'm just not a priority. But she's told me she's only seeing me and I have no reason not to believe her. Plus, when we're together, she's fully present and engaged, which doesn't feel like someone who's juggling multiple people. Another possibility I've thought about is that maybe she's just really bad at expressing interest through text, but that seems like such a basic thing in modern dating. How do you make it to 35 years old and not develop some ability to stay in touch with someone you're interested in? Or maybe, and this is what scares me, she's just not that into me. Maybe the in-person dates are nice, but not enough to make her want to text me during the day or call me in the evening. Maybe I'm way more invested in this than she is. But then I remember the hug, the way she asked for it, the way she touched me during our second date, the way she told me she was developing feelings too. Those aren't things someone does if they're not interested, right? I'm going in circles in my head, and I need someone to tell me what they see from the outside. Here's what I'm thinking about doing, and I want your opinion in the comments. I'm considering having one more serious conversation with her where I lay everything out. Not accusatory, not demanding, just honest. I want to tell her I really like her, that our dates have been some of the best I've ever had, but that I need more connection between dates for this to work long term. And if that's not something she can do or wants to do, then maybe we're not compatible, despite how great things are in person. Is that fair? Is that too much pressure to put on someone after only a few dates? Or is it a reasonable conversation to have when you're trying to figure out if someone is right for you? The alternative is to just keep going as we are and see if things naturally improve over time. Maybe as she gets more comfortable with me, the texting will get better. Maybe this is just her being cautious and taking things slow in her own way. But I don't want to waste months of my life waiting for something to change that might never change. I'm 30 years old. I know what I want in a relationship. I want someone who's excited to talk to me, who thinks about me during the day, who wants to share their life with me even when we're not physically together. Am I asking for too much? Is that expectation unrealistic in today's dating world? Because sometimes I feel like I'm the only person who still values consistent communication. Final question for everyone watching this. If you were in my position, what would you do? Would you have one more conversation? Would you just end it now? Would you keep going and hope things change? Or would you adjust your expectations and accept her for who she is? Comment your advice. Tell me what you'd do. Have you dated someone like this? How did it turn out? I'm reading every single comment because I genuinely need help figuring this out. If you made it to the end, thank you for listening to me work through this. Hit that like button, subscribe because I'll probably need to post an update on whatever I decide, and go comment right now. Stay or leave. Tell me your reasoning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And if you're in Toronto and using Bumble, maybe you'll understand exactly what I'm going through.